The mark of the beast. What is it? There's been a lot of theories out there and a lot of conjecture about what the actual mark of the beast is. So we're going to be kind of exploring that today, but it's not just about the mark. It's also going to be about the beast system that is established, that is described in Revelation. Let's start by reading Revelation. It's Revelation 14, verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And when we go over to Revelation 13:17, it talks about it as well. There's a couple places in Revelation, but it says that no man may buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So the first thing that we can note is that you would have to have the mark, the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So this is a system. It's a beast system. It's not just one thing, okay? It's like being lost. There's multiple ways that you can be lost, right? You can reject Jesus, you can ignore Jesus, you can worship Satan, whatever way you want to do it, but there's lots of ways to be lost. This is kind of like that, okay? So there is a beast system. So this system is really going to come into play in the video that we're going to talk about today. Okay, so when we start looking at this word mark from Revelation, we can go to the Strong's Concordance. And if you know the number associated with that word, you can look it up to find out what like the literal meaning of that word is. Okay, so you can get a little bit more understanding about it. So in this case, for this word of mark, the number is G5480. That's the number associated with it, like if you're looking it up, okay? And the word is charagma, right there. Charagma, that's the transliteration of the word mark, okay? And you can see down there in the description, it says from the same as G5482. I don't read Greek. G5482, that's this right here. That would be the number associated with that word that I can't read. That's right there next to it, okay? So it's from the same as that word. That one right there, okay? So it means a scratch or an etching. But since it gave us this little clue right here, G5482, we can look that word up because it says it's essentially the same thing. And so we can flip over to that number to get a little bit of a deeper understanding about this word mark in this usage in Revelation, okay? So let's flip over to there. So when we look at G5482, this is the word it referred us over to, right? This word is pronounced charax, right there. All right, and what does it mean? Remember, this is giving us more insight about the word mark in Revelation in regards to the mark of the beast. It means from to sharpen to a point, okay? To the idea of scratching a stake, like a sharp, pointy stake, okay? You sharpen it to a point, a stake, something like that, is basically what they're trying to tell us the word mark. When John wrote this down in Revelation, that's what he was getting at. And this is important to note because, you know, everything that he saw in Revelation, he didn't always have words for it, or he would describe it the best he could. Because, you know, he saw some amazing things in heaven and things about the future. And he was like, look, it's like this, it's kind of like that, you know. And because he lived in a different time and he was seeing heavenly things, and he's seeing things even in the future for now. So like if he saw a car, let's just say, how would he describe a car, right? Or a spaceship. So these, it really helps to look at some of these words to see what they mean, to get an idea of what was John trying to say when he used the word mark. Okay, so let's keep in mind that this is what Strong's says that it means, to sharpen it to a point, like a pointed stake, like you would put a stake in the ground to hold your tent upright. So as God's people, we have to really be alert, and we have to be watching for what's happening around us. You know, he said, Jesus said to pay attention and be alert, right? So that day doesn't come upon us unawares. Do we have the mark here already? Do we have this charax that it talks about, that's a sharp, pointy stake? Did you know the word pharmakia is in Revelation? Okay. Now a lot of people are not going to accept this because a lot of people have already taken the mark. Okay. And if that's you and you've taken the mark, man, if you know the Lord, then I would suggest that you go and try to plead to the Lord to forgive you. But I'm not going to change what I believe is the fulfillment of prophecy just to make somebody feel better because they already took something that they shouldn't have done in the first place. Okay. So do I believe that the mark is already here? Yes, I do. Yes, I believe the mark is already here, and there is more proof for that I'm not going to get into in this video, because this is a bigger video than just about the mark. Now, throughout history, though, it has, because of the way Revelation says this about how if you don't have the mark or the number of his name, etc., then you won't be able to buy or sell. Okay, because of that, there has been a lot of theories and talk around the idea with this whole beast system, because that would be more like the beast system, right? The mark is just one little piece of it. About the fact that people think that there will be a hand scanner or something that would scan your forehead or scan your hand or something like that, right? And we can see that we're going towards something like this already, because we're going away from we're going towards, a cashless society, right? What's the alternative if you don't have if you don't have cash? So you can go to debit cards, okay, but basically it's digital, right? Because you're not holding anything of value in your hand. So you're talking about some kind of a digital currency. And how are people going to access that digital currency?